The US and South Korea agreed on Wednesday to share more information and consult on nuclear planning over any conflict with North Korea, amid rising tensions over Pyongyang's missile and bomb programs. The agreement, which was announced by US President Joe Biden and South Korean President Yoon Suk-yeol after their talks in Washington, also included a ballistic missile submarine visit to South Korea, the first since the 1980s, to show a show of force. The agreement was seen as a big win for the alliance and a step to strengthen South Korea's defenses in response to North Korea's nuclear threat. It also aimed to ease the tension with China, which has been unhappy with the US nuclear presence in the region. The two leaders also discussed other issues, such as cybersecurity, electric vehicles, quantum technology, foreign assistance, and economic investment. South Korean President Yoon Suk-yeol met with Tesla CEO Elon Musk on Wednesday in Washington to call for investment in his country. Yoon touted South Korea as an ideal country for Tesla to build a gigafactory, citing the country's cutting-edge industrial robots and high-skilled workers. He also offered to provide support, including tax benefits, to attract the EV maker's manufacturing plant. Musk told Yoon that South Korea remains as one of the top candidates for Tesla's gigafactories, and he would have an opportunity to visit the Asian country. Jerome Powell, the Federal Reserve Chair, was tricked into a phone call in January by Russian pranksters who posed as Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. In the call, Powell discussed the economic impact of interest rate hikes and said a recession is almost as likely as very slow growth this year. The pranksters, who have previously fooled other world leaders, posted videos of the call on social media. The Federal Reserve said the video was edited and not accurate, and that Powell had a friendly conversation with no sensitive information. The pranksters could face legal action for their actions, which could also affect the Fed's policy of raising rates to cool the economy and slow inflation. Tucker Carlson, a right-wing television personality and a primetime host for Fox News, announced his departure from the network on Thursday. He shared a video statement on Twitter, where he complimented the nice and decent people in the country and the honesty and truth they express. He also criticized the irrelevant and stupid debates on television and the liars who try to silence them. Carlson also alleged that the major political parties and donors collude to shut down discussions on undeniably big topics that will define the future. He promised to see his fans soon and said there are still some places where Americans can say true things. Denis Shmyhal, the Prime Minister of Ukraine, invited Pope Francis to visit Ukraine and asked for his help in repatriating thousands of children who have been taken to Russia or Russian-occupied Crimea since Moscow's invasion of Ukraine last year. He said he discussed the Ukrainian peace formula with the Pope, which involves a ceasefire, a dialogue, and a constitutional reform. He also said he had a productive phone call with Chinese President Xi Jinping, who has close ties with Russian President Vladimir Putin. The war in Ukraine has killed tens of thousands and displaced millions, and Kyiv plans to launch a counteroffensive soon. Jerry Springer, a longtime TV personality who helped pioneer the genre of confrontational daytime television, died on Thursday at the age of 79. His representative said he died in Chicago. His show, The Jerry Springer Show, ran from 1991 to 2018 and featured profanity-prone guests who often had to be restrained by security guards. The audience wildly cheered for him, "Jerry, Jerry, Jerry." The U.S. evacuation of its diplomatic staff from Sudan has left thousands of Americans behind, as the country faces a civil war between two generals and their armies. The U.S. State Department said it was not safe to conduct a coordinated evacuation of private citizens, and instead relied on elite SEAL commandos to fly 70 embassy staff out of Khartoum in a helicopter mission over the weekend. Other countries, such as France, Germany, Italy, the UK, Spain, Holland, Turkey, Japan, South Korea, Jordan, South Africa, Egypt and Saudi Arabia, have been evacuating their nationals from Sudan by air, sea, or land, despite the ongoing violence and uncertainty. The U.S. has advised its citizens not to travel to Sudan for years, and has faced criticism for its decision to leave its embassy staff behind. The House GOP bill, the Limit, Save, Grow Act, passed on Wednesday with a 217 to 215 vote, despite the opposition of all Democrats and 4 Republicans. The bill would raise the debt limit by $1.5 trillion, cut federal spending to 2022 levels, limit growth to 1% per year, and block some White House measures, such as student debt cancellation and IRS funding. The bill's supporters, led by House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy, said it would force negotiations with Democrats and address the $31 trillion debt. The bill's opponents, led by Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer and White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre, said it was a ransom note and unconditional on debt ceiling. President Joe Biden, who has vowed to veto the bill, said he was open to meeting with McCarthy, but not on the debt limit issue. The U.S. has imposed new sanctions on Russian and Iranian groups accused of taking Americans hostage or wrongfully detaining them. The sanctions target the Federal Security Service and the intelligence organization of Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, as well as 4 individuals in Iran. The move comes amid several high-profile cases of Americans being held in Russia and Iran, such as Evan Gershkovich, Paul Whelan, Siamak Namazi, Ahmad Shargi, and Morad Tabaz. The U.S. government said the sanctions were a warning to those who use Americans as bargaining chips and a consequence for their abhorrent behavior. The sanctions could be lifted if the Americans are released, but the U.S. faces challenges in retrieving their bodies and protecting the isolated groups. Amazon, the tech giant, announced on Wednesday that it will stop supporting its health-focused Halo devices and membership after July 31, 2023. The company said it made this decision to cut costs amid worries about the economic environment and online sales. Halo is a line of wearables and a subscription service that tracks fitness, sleep, and health data. Amazon said it will issue refunds to customers who bought Halo devices in the past year or have unused subscription fees. It also said users can download or delete their health data from the Halo app. The company did not share how many employees would be impacted by this decision, but it said it notified those affected in the US and Canada and is working to notify others.
Thank you for watching. Please support our efforts by liking and sharing the videos. Don't forget to subscribe to get our regular updates.